All right, everybody. What are we going to be talking about today? This is going to be one of the more rare Yngwie Malmsteen signature guitars that are out there. Why do I say that? Well, this is literally the only one that I've ever seen, and I didn't even know if it was a real thing up until a few years ago when I looked in, Fender Frontline. Looked in Fender Frontline, just read a random description, and we'll get into that in a second. Before we jump into that, though, I'm going to say thank you to all of you guys that are liking this content. This is what keeps me going, right? There's a lot of knowledge that I want to share, that I've learned over the years, and it was all as a result of just simply being curious myself, because I wanted to get an Yngwie Strat. I knew this very early on, but I had no idea which one that I wanted to get. When you look online, there's just like all sorts of information all over the place. So I wanted to make one place where you could go and you could see all of this information, right? One place you can do that, Yngwie Malmsteen Guitar and Gear Enthusiast group on Facebook. It's a small group, but we're very specific about, kind of what our goal is, which is to share all the information about the guitars and gear from Yngwie Malmsteen. Good friend of mine from way over on the other side of the ocean, Nick Van Kempen. He has his own YouTube channel. I'll probably link it down in the description. He's really good at shredding on the Yngwie licks, much better than me, that's for sure. So he's helping me grow everything. He knows a lot about the gear. And then also Christian Cortez. He's in. Sorry if I mispronounce that. Could be Christian Cords. He's over in Germany, also very fanatical about Yngwie guitars and gear and things like that. He's helping us run the group. So come join the group. We welcome everybody who wants to share stuff about guitars, gear, anything Yngwie gear and guitar related. That's what we're all about. I also have a thread that I continuously update over on the Rig Talk forum. It's called the Definitive Yngwie Malmsteen something or other. If you just search the Definitive Yngwie, most likely on Google search, that thread will pop up. It's the easiest place to find all of my videos rather than trying to scroll or search through my channel, since obviously you guys know, I like Yngwie stuff, but I also like boogie stuff. I also like my Frankenstein, got the Bogner in some of my videos there, right? But anyway, without further ado, we're going to talk about this guitar. This is one of the rarest, if not the rarest models that I know of, and it's just a specific set of features and things like that. So let's pull it out. And I've made a video about this one before, so it's not going to surprise you. It's not a new guitar. I've had it for a few years, but let's check it out. So this is an Yngwie Malmsteen standard Stratocaster. These were made in Japan for export from Japan all over the world, right? What's special about them? Well, nothing really special about them other than they're very uncommon, right? They didn't make very many of these. They only said they were for sale, at least according to Fender, from 1991 to 1993, but they were listed in the Fender Frontline magazine or catalog, whatever you like to consider it, from 1990 to 1994. And they were a less expensive alternative to the US models, but they were kind of marketed as, hey, this is closer to what Yngwie actually plays, right? I mean, you see the two string trees, but it had the bullet way earlier than the American models. This one has a brass nut. These didn't come with brass nuts. They were plastic. Has Goto tuner, so that's kind of weird, but, it is what it is. A lot of the guitars from Fujigen at the time, these are Fujigen. You can see 3-bolt neck. But what makes this one different? What makes it stand out? What makes it rare? Well, I mean, you just saw it. I just kind of swung it into the frame there. Obviously, the model is not very common. The standard model. And as far as I know, there was 3 colors. There's this one, which is color number 72. Those of you Fender nerds will know that as Sonic Blue. Well, this doesn't look Sonic Blue at all, does it? Well, that's also the number for aged Sonic Blue, which is what this is, right? This looks like aged Sonic Blue. So I don't know if they intentionally did that. And this one, if you look carefully, you can see at some point it was signed by Yngwie. I don't know if somebody tried to wash it off or polish it off or just did some stupid stuff and got it out of there, but it sucks either way. But what makes this unique? What makes this ultra rare? Look at this right here. Japanese Fender Yngwie Malmsteen signature with a US standard bridge, right? And these were the bridges of the time that Fender was, they were really digging and they were pushing them, right? And I didn't even know about this guitar. And if I would have saw it without seeing what I'm about to show you here, I probably would have called BS and said, hey, that's not legit. Like, that's BS, right? Well, let's see if we can get it here. But you can see down here in the description, Yngwie Malmsteen standard. And this is from the 1990 catalog from Fender Frontline. And you can see, let me see, I'm looking at it backwards here, so let me pull this around here. But you can see, other American Standard Trem, right there, American Standard Trem, right? So it was just that one little nuance that I saw in a catalog, and I was like, ooh, I have to find one of those. And it took me a few years, but boom, there it is. Otherwise, it's the same as the other standards. And I had my very first Yngwie signature was actually one of these in this color. Stupidly, I sold it, you know, because at the time I was buying more of them. I had already done a video. If you look back in my videos, you'll see it. It has a white pick guard and all white, you know, all the rest of the stuff is white instead of this black, because the black is how it came from the factory on these particular models. Stupidly, I sold it. Because at the time I thought, you know, I was going to buy the Yngwie guitars and then I was going to make a video and then I was going to sell it. And then I was just going to do that with all the different models. And I also thought because I was getting the better quality models, you know, the US made models, the other better quality Japanese models, I don't need that thing, you know, because that one had kind of crappy scallops. This one, I think these were probably done after the guitar, you know, was bought by somebody and maybe they had somebody go back through and redo the scallops and also put on like some medium frets because the frets are a little bigger than the other standard models. Those usually use the vintage frets, right? But I mean, that's mostly it for this guitar. Like I said, very rare just because of this bridge. If you guys see one, you know, it doesn't make it play any different or better or worse or anything like that. It's all somebody's opinion, right? For the most part, but you don't see these. Like I said, I've never seen another one. If you see another one, feel free to let me know down in the comments, of course, if you don't try to buy it yourself. But if you like my content, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like I was saying earlier in the video, go join the Yngwie Malmsteen Guitar and Gear Enthusiast group. Go join Nick Van Kempen's page. He's going to get his content up and rolling again. So Nick, no pressure, but now you have to get your content going again, because all 3 people that watch my videos are going to go watch your videos too. All right, guys, thanks again. Have a good night, and we'll talk later.